One of the biggest things you can improve to win more games in solos is how you position yourself, especially in late game situations. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can hold down power positions to not only win more games, but also get more kills. I know a lot of people don't like the new map Caldera, mostly because a lot of people feel like there's a lot of bushes and trees on the map and it can be hard to find and spot players. Not only that, but a lot of people are struggling to get wins, especially in solos where people like to camp in bushes, houses, and buildings. But one of the best ways to counter that is holding down power positions. Now, what do I mean by holding down power positions? It basically means positions where you have the upper hand. The enemy has to come towards you instead of you going towards them. Now, these positions could be a rock on the high ground, buildings, like you're gonna see in this video. I'm holding down a powerful building where people have to rotate into the circle and they have to cross the open, and because I'm on top of a building, I can get into cover if I'm being hurt too much and shoot down on them and get that kill easier. Now, some people might say this is camping, but this is actually tactical positioning. Iron himself, the second most winning player in Warzone, uses these same tactics to win more games in Warzone. So it might feel like camping, but unless you're Joe Woe and all these top 5 KD players, you're most likely not gonna win all of your games, especially in solos running around getting 30 bombs. If you're like me and you have other stuff to do like work and school, you don't get a lot of time to play Warzone. And the only way to drop 30 bombs and 50 bombs is if you play 8 hours a day, which all of these pro players and streamers do play. So one of the biggest things I've realized while playing this new map is that I need to slow down my game. Instead of hunting for kills, I need to slow down my game and hold power positions so I can get easier kills and win the game at the same time. So I'm going to be showing you guys this gameplay I got the other day. I ended up winning the game with, I believe, 11 or 12 kills. Now that's not pro player level, but as an above average player, that's pretty good for me. And you get the win at the same time. I would say that's a pretty good game. So right now I have 7 kills and I'm trying to rotate into the circle, especially because there's only 20 people left and you do not want to be running from the gas while somebody's holding you away from the circle. So I'm rotating into the circle and I end up finding this guy who's running around in the open, and that's just an easy kill right there. I end up downing him and finally finishing him off. Now at this point, I'm trying to find the best position on the map, which is going to be the power position. This is what the circle looks like. As you can see, there's a lot of space that you can't go into, and there's only half of the circle that's actually on the land. Now most people will probably go to these buildings over here because it's in the middle of the map. So most people probably think that circle is going to get smaller and smaller and you're still going to be in the middle of the map. But the problem with these buildings is that there's high ground right here. So if you're hiding in these houses, people can actually shoot you through the windows. So what I decided to do is actually go to this building right here. Not only does this building have a rooftop that I can look over and see whoever's rotating, especially in this open area, but there's only one way to get up there, and that's that ladder on this side of the building. So immediately I mark that building and go right towards that building. There's still 16 people left and I have 8 kills, and at this point I just want to win the game. I've already killed a lot of people, and there's no way I'm dropping a 20 bomb or a 30 bomb. I'm most likely gonna end up getting caught in the open and getting shot in the back and dying with 12, 13, 14 kills. And in my opinion, I'd rather have the win and 10 or 12 kills rather than having 15 kills and coming in second, third, or fourth. So this strategy is only for players who actually want the win and not those people who are hunting for kills. If you're hunting for kills, then yeah, go for it. Go crazy, run around, look for people, pop UAVs, get in vehicles. But if you want the win, positioning is gonna be one of the biggest things you need to improve, along with slowing down your gameplay so you don't end up dying to campers and bush campers. So I get up on this building, and at this point I'm just looking around to see if there's anybody in the open so I can get easier kills. People are dropping left and right. There's only 12 people left and I see a marker on the map on this side, so I'm gonna be paying close attention to this side. Somebody's already airstriking it, so there's people fighting. There's more than one person there. I'm gonna keep looking around to see nobody shoots me in the back, and at the same time keep looking at where that guy is, especially since he's gonna have to come into the circle. So I'm still looking back to see if that guy comes into the circle and if I can get a kill on him, but I don't spot him, and the 5th circle closes and the new circle comes in. So this is a 6th circle, and as you can see, it's gonna rotate away from my building. Now at this point, what most people would do is early rotate and get into the circle and maybe chill in the middle of the circle in a bush or somewhere, hoping that nobody shoots them. But if you do that, there's so many places you can get shot from. All these people are gonna come into the circle, right? All these people, and they can all see you all across the map. So at this point, what you want to do is stay at your power position and wait for the gas to come in while you're rotating maybe this way. The pinwheel rotation I'm talking about, if you guys seen the Iceman Isaac video, instead of early rotating. Because if you early rotate, all that's gonna happen is somebody's gonna end up shooting you in the back from this building, or even this building. Instead of early rotating, you wanna wait for the gas to come in and follow the gas while you're clearing out all these buildings. And that's exactly what's gonna happen as I'm gonna show you guys in the video. So I'm still looking back to see if the guy's still there, and I don't spot him. And I'm looking behind me too, seeing, you know, where everybody else could be. There's only 7 people left, including me. And at this point, I don't really spot anybody, but I'm still not going to give up my power position and still keep an eye out on everybody else. Because at this point in time, everybody's sitting in a bush or house. There's nobody running around unless they have to by gas. Over here, I end up getting beamed. But this is the pros of having a power position. No matter how hurt you get, you can always go to cover and recover. This is why having a power position is so important. Now imagine if I was out in the open or behind a rock. This guy would have finished me off. Now I know he's on my right side, so I'm still looking to see where he's pushing from, and I finally spot him. Now this guy's just in the open, sitting duck. Now that's an easy kill right there. So I finally end up clearing the guy that was on the minimap from behind, and now I'm still looking around to see where everybody is. I'm still suspicious of the houses on my left side over here. So I'm still looking in the windows to see if I can spot an enemy, but I don't really spot anybody. I'm still also checking the behind on my ladder and see if anybody's trying to climb up. You always got to be checking behind you or on your sides. And now I see some shots over there on that house where we could have rotated to. So that's what I was saying earlier about rotating to this house. There's some high ground right here. And if the circle ended up moving away from this house, people can just shoot down on you. This is such a hard rotate because you're gonna have to get it out of this house and go all the way around here and up there. And if somebody's sitting up here, there's nothing you can do. So I'm still waiting for the storm to push in. I'm not really rotating, and it finally decides to jump off. And instead of running in the ground, I'm going to a piece of cover. There's a rock right behind him, and I end up spotting this guy in the house where I kept looking. Now this is what I was talking about. He ended up dying to the guy on the high ground. And now I know there's a guy over there as well. And I know there's a guy right here on this building. At this point, I'm just trying to go to the next cover. And he ends up catching me in the open. And at this point, I'm just ego challenging him and end up winning. So that guy messed up hard. So now I know there's 2 people left. The other guy ended up finishing the 3rd guy. And instead of just sitting in the back and waiting for the gas to push in, I'm trying to find that power position. And since this is such a hilly area, I'm trying to get to the top so I can hold this guy who's trying to push up while I'm still checking my right side to see if I can spot him. Now I don't spot him, so I keep rotating up as high as possible I can go. And I'm trying to find a rock that I can find cover in. And he could be on my left side, so I should have checked that more, but I didn't end up doing it because I was so confident because I knew he was down there. And I end up spotting him. And at this point, you know, I could just stand out in the open and start shooting at him. But I still have cover in case I need to, you know, armor up. And this guy does have a beamer and he does break all my armor. And I should have armored up here, but I knew he was running. I knew he was gonna run because he thinks I'm armoring up. So at this point, he has to run too because the gas is pushing in, as you can see. And he's on the long side of it too, so the gas is faster. So not only is he fighting me, he's also fighting the gas. If he had pushed up here before me, he would have won this game. But since he was so scared and he didn't know where I was, he didn't end up making a move. So that's what I'm talking about, holding down power positions. Now at this point, even if he started shooting back at me, I still could have gone into cover behind this rock and he couldn't shoot me. So I end up downing him, and instead of pushing him right now, a lot of players would have pushed him right now. But you have to realize you have no armor and he's in the gas. And even if he gets up, he could potentially beam you. And if you have if you're out here on the road, you might lose that game. But since I didn't end up pushing him, I stayed on my rock where I could have hid for cover if he did start shooting me. That was an easy kill right there, and I ended up with 11 kills and the win. So remember, the way to winning more solos game is realizing how you're positioned based on the circle. You have to realize, should I early rotate into the circle and hold a power position, or should I go with the circle? In my experience, if there's less than 5 people and you're not already at the center of the circle, I would probably go with the gas. But it's always based on different scenarios. You can never know. This is why this is a battle royale. There's a little bit of luck involved, but if you can master power positioning, I promise you're gonna win more games. I hope this helped, and I hope you guys learned something new in this video. If you did, I'd appreciate if you guys hit that like button, and if you want to know how to increase your KD in solos, check out this video. Also hit that subscribe button so we can become better Warzone players together, and I'll see you guys in the next video.